Hi guys, it's a wonderful time that we're going to be spending together. Being the first time that we are just coming together to be able to meet ourselves, I'm going to be your mentor that's in leading you on the path of becoming a full stack web developer. And I want you to get excited even about this. And I've been in the industry for over 10 years, that's in programming and as well in teaching. So I know very well that it's going to worth your while working with me, and likewise mine as well, because over the time that I become a lead, come into programming or come into teaching, one of the things I've learned is that when you are teaching, you as well learn from whoever that you are working with. And I know very well each and every one of us at the end of the day, we're going to enjoy working together. And I'm going to give a brief introduction about myself. And as I'm doing mine, please, for us to be able to manage our time, kindly leave in the comment below your name, what you do, the description about yourself, and what really excites you to become a full stack web developer, and what exactly you're aiming at, maybe in the next 2 to 5 years, what exactly you want really to become that is in this field. So thank you very much. A brief introduction about myself is that I came from the background of a sculpture artist, and that was in 2008 when I was introduced into programming. Then when I was doing this program, when I was into sculpture artist, it became a frustration to me because I was thinking the lifespan of this job wouldn't be more than 10 to 20 years. Then if I am going to be done doing this, what exactly will I be doing again? Then I began to thinking about it until a friend introduced me to what is programming today, and I'm very excited today that I made the right decision. And as you are here, even as well, you've made the right decision. Presently, I'm studying as my MSc Information Systems Management, that's in Rampton, UK, remotely. So I know many of us, we have exciting things going on with us even as well. So as you're doing exciting things, we want us to be able to share it, and with this we can build a bond and we move together, becoming the things having the best of the things that I really want to be able to do. So thank you very much about this brief introduction. We're going to get into what full stack web development is into it as in detail now. So as we do this, please, if you have any question and you want to know more even about me, kindly leave it in the comment below. I'm going to answer every question that will be raised that's on this. Thank you very much. Welcome back. What we're going to be talking about now is that why become a full stack web developer. And the reason, there are so many exciting reasons why you have to become, and I think one of the things might actually be captured why you decided becoming a full stack web developer in one of the things we're going to get listed here. And the very first thing I'm going to talk about is that you will have full control that's over the theory of software development. What I mean by this is that software development is broken down into 3 tiers. The very first one is the front end, and we have the server side, which probably is being referred to as a back end sometimes, and we have the database part that's of software development, where is the storage unit of your data. And if you are the guy who handles every of these together, then you'll be the master to control almost everything that has to do with application development, which is something very good, and that is going to put more cash that's into your pockets, and is going to make you to have that's the flexibility on working that's in different areas of software and technology. And the second thing is that you can switch roles. I'm excited to this about because somebody called me and I was told that they want a database manager, and I was being called to become a database manager. And what actually afforded me to fit into this role is because I'm a full stack web developer, and even as well today, as well a tester. I'm a certified tester from ISTQB. So switching roles will be very convenient for you. If you need a tester today, if actually it's the only thing you need to become is a tester, then definitely you can call on me. And the second thing is that if at all you want me to become a front-end developer, I can as well fill the role. So it will make you to have that flexibility to switch roles as you like. And the third thing is that it's an high-end paying job as it is now. If you look at the salary scale that's in the industry today compared to the other, maybe the slides that you have, maybe a front-end developer or a middle tier, or what probably we're going to call it that the server-side language, someone who develop in that using any server languages, or someone who is a database manager. If you are to bringing everything together, put you in a position in which you are in a very high demand for a high-paying job. And the fourth thing I'm going to mention is that is highly demanded. That's in the industry today. People really want to be able to manage their resources, their money, and everything that they use. So because of that, when they have anyone who can handle the 3 tiers for them, I'm telling you, it's going to be a win-win for both you and them as well, for the company you're going to be working with. And the last thing I'm going to mention is that you are going to be able to stay away from dependencies. And this is one of the things that actually wrecks most application when it's being developed. Let's say, for example, an emergency occurred and someone who is handling your database said, I would no longer be working as on this project. What would you do if you don't have an expertise in that? Then definitely the project will come to a close. But if you are a full stack web developer, the exciting thing is that you can always beat anyone good by any time, because you know very well you can handle everything and you only need them to fast track what you're doing. So because of this, now you have little or to no depend on anyone handling any part of the project for you. And the next thing we're going to be talking about, the job scale that you have in the industry now. If you look at it very well, we have the job, we have the median salary here, and we have the growth rate. If we compare that from the list of what we have here, the growth rate of most of the jobs that we have here compared to that of a full stack web developer, you could see that the difference is much, because it is highly in demand even as it is now. And what this actually foretells is that there is a job waiting for you once you complete this course, and it's going to make you to be out of those who are sought even after. You are not going to be the one running for jobs, but jobs will be looking for you, and you are going to get excited doing it even today. And we are going to run into the technology stack that we're going to be using. The very first thing is the HTML, and it's the common language that's on the web now, so you have to know even about it. The second thing is CSS, and the HTML, to go back to it, is that it's going to help you to be able to arrange the layout of the things that you really want that's on your website, where you want things to be positioned. But when it comes to giving liveliness that's to your application, the thing you are going to use to add the look and feel is going to be CSS. And the third thing is that you must know about JavaScript, which is the one that had interactivity that's to your website. Is the one that has the dynamism that you could see even on website. When you click something, the function is going to behave in a way that it's going to be exciting. That is what actually adds that to your website. And the third thing is that you're going to pick that's one of these server-side languages to learn, and we're going to pick one in the course of this program. We're going to pick one which we're going to be using that's for our development. And the last thing is that you are going to pick any that's of this database management systems. We have Microsoft SQL, and we have MySQL, that's from Oracle. We have PostgreSQL and MongoDB, which is NoSQL, and we have Oracle DB as well, which you can use. So when you get into these now, you would be learning about many of these together, and this will really spur us that's moving ahead in what we want to be able to do. And like it was earlier said, that it's going to help you, HTML is going to help you to lay out as your website. And the second thing is that it's going to help you to position forms as on your website, and to even develop forms on your website. And the full meaning is that it's hypertext markup language. That's the full meaning of HTML. And the second thing about that's going to CSS is that it is going to be used to create the look and feel that's for your website, like I earlier said. And the second thing is that it is going to be used to create appealing, that's to make HTML appealing, the elements that we have in HTML appealing to you. It is called cascading style sheets, and we have for the JavaScript, it is used for interactivity that's on our web application, and to add events to our web applications. And we have on the server-side languages, which are basically the one that interfaces between our front end and back end, the database, and they are basically used for the business logic of our applications, and they are basically called back end or server side languages. On the side as of database, we have them. They are the storage unit. That's for our data of our application. That is where it is being stored, and it is we have both SQL and no SQL, that's database types, and they actually interact as with our backend languages, that's like Java, C# and all that. And we want to look at how they all stack on each other. And the very first one is that this is the end product that we usually do use most of this application on. We have, if you use smartwatch and smart TV, smartphones, and as well on our laptops and computers and all that. So the very first one that comes on is going to be a front end stacks. The beauty of this is that they are not tightly coupled. That means you can work on a part and while you leave the other, and you could actually start on any side, which anywhere you're convenient, then you can couple everything together. So these are the front end stacks, these which are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and we have the application programming interface, which are called APIs, and these are more like the middle layer between your front end and they make call to your server side logic. And the reason being that they allow you that to create an application that can speak to any kind of that's the UI that you're going to be using, the front end you're going to be using. Let's say, for example, you are developing an application which is going to work on smartwatches, it's going to work on that's mobile phone, and it's going to work on the web at the same time. You want to keep the logic to be the same thing at all times, and that is where APIs comes in. And when you develop it in API, and those are the that's your logic at the end of the day, then you can make a call. You can map your that's the UI, which are the front end stacks, that's to the APIs. And these are the languages that we can use to develop our APIs at the end of the day, which are called the server side or backend languages. And at the end of the day, we have our database, which we can use for any of the projects that we're working on. So this is more or less like a summary of what exactly we want to get done. And to wrap it up today, I'm going to ask a question, which is something very simple, just for us to recap on what we've been talking about. And it would be very nice that we give answers to this simple quiz, that what are the front-end technologies we've discussed about today, and what are the back-end technologies that we've discussed about today, and what are the database available that we can use that's for our programming. And thank you very much. Please leave the answers in the comments below. I'm going to run through everything, and we're going to see. This will help us to be able to see how well we performed on how this introduction have actually impacted us. So thank you very much. We wait till the next time we meet again. Thank you very much.